I was draining my pool for maintenance at my farmhouse when Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, spotted the water flowing and called 911, screeching about a flood hazard on my private county land outside her HOA's grip. Her call was a siren, blasting my comm. Karen, who'd broken into my garage, harassed Marcus, and sold my cabin, had no idea my cameras caught her dialing 911. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadowmart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, owner of the lake, dock, and HOA lot, and, crucially, the police chief. Her 911 stunt wasn't just nonsense. It was felony misuse of emergency services, and I was about to shut her down with my badge. I stood by my pool, phone filming as neighbors pinged by my security app, gathered, laughing in disbelief. This wasn't just a 911 call. It was Karen's most unhinged assault, blind to my authority and role. My heart raced, but a wicked smirk crept in. She thought she could weaponize 911 over pool water? I was about to turn her call into a viral smackdown, with my chief star as the gavel. What unfolded wasn't just fixing my pool. It was a masterclass in legal clapback, community hustle, and comedic justice that left Karen cuffed, her HOA crushed, and Crescent Meadows howling. My ranch wasn't just home. It was her downfall, and my badge was the verdict. Karen's 911 call was her stupidest move, and my response was about to flood her with regret. Crescent Meadows was a fierce suburb, its sun-soaked fields, bustling markets, and my Meadowmart Cafe, a bold stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once plagued by rules on improper pool maintenance and unapproved water flow, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and my farmhouse on unincorporated county land as its core. My pool, a community hub for summer gatherings, was HOA exempt, wired with my Crescent Code security system, cameras and sensors I designed. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadowmart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, owner of the lake, dock, and HOA lot, and the police chief with a fictional ageless grit. I'd crushed Karen 62 times, buying Meadowmart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her airline. Stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on my wife, Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her my gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spying on my yard, suspended her board for burning my boat, nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks, foiling her eviction over my cabin, burying her in pennies for her fines, towing her car for blocking my driveway, reclaiming my cabin after a sale, sinking her cop's truck with Grandpa's tractor, evicting her fishing club with Marcus, and arresting her for breaking into my garage. My police chief powers and 911 logs were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a cornered bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop for her fading control. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd called 911 over my pool, unaware it was felony misuse of emergency services. My land was private, and my cameras rolled. Her scheme, backed by a crumbling HOA board, relied on fake flood claims, blind to my badge and evidence. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, my sister, Mia, a nurse, my brother, Jake, a Marine, my cousin, Vince, leader of the Iron Riders bikers, my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored the lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, Grandpa Joe, our tractor-driving patriarch, and Marcus Thompson, Navy SEAL and lake owner. Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy, led the response, and my FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify the fight. The setting was a blistering August afternoon in 2028 at my farmhouse pool on a county road, where water drained safely and my cameras caught Karen's 911 call. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in outrage. Karen's call was a crime, and her ignorance of my role was her fatal error. This wasn't just about my pool. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' freedom. For me, it was a chance to protect my property, expose her abuse, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and splash with our spirit. Karen's 911 call was a desperate crime. Flood hazard, she shrieked to dispatch, pointing at my draining pool from her condo balcony. I filmed, shouting, "This is my private land, Karen. It's just pool maintenance." My cameras caught her call, and, as chief, I accessed the 911 log instantly. I radioed Harris, who chuckled, "Felony misuse of 911. She's sunk." Ellen, with Emma and Liam, texted my property deed, saying Karen's dried up. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, "Abusing 911 on a chief? Jail." I called Agent Chun, who snapped, "This is FBI-level misuse of emergency services." Neighbors swarmed, filming Karen's balcony rant. My forum post exploded. Karen called 911 over my pool. "I'm the police chief, and she's done." Hashtags hashtag Karen called 9/11 and hashtag Chief Sarah Splashes trended, hitting 180 million views. Jake, my barista, live streamed from Meadowmart, showing my footage and 911 log. "Crescent Meadows dives with Sarah," he said, hitting 185 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining Sarah's pool is private. Karen's a liar. Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, "Stop floods," tried to defend her, but neighbors drowned them out, chanting "Chief Sarah." Mia shared my chief appointment, proving my authority. I share my camera clip. Karen's abusing 911. She's under arrest. The video hit 2.4 billion views. Marcus Thompson arrived, saying, "She targeted me too. I'm testifying." His veteran clout rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit arrived, reviewing the 911 log. "False emergency," Chin said, holding the transcript. I flashed my police chief badge, live streaming. Karen called 911 on my pool. She didn't know I'm a chief. The stream hit 12 billion views, with news vans circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a boss." "Karen's drowned." Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's call is felony misuse. The crowd chanted "Splash, splash," as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen at her condo, clutching a fake flood report. Harris cuffed her as I continued draining my pool. Karen rambled, "It's HOA rules," but Chun held up my footage and log. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a splash-free day at Meadowmart with music and pool demos. Karen's lie about floods collapsed. My pool was fine. The stage was set, not just to finish my maintenance, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around my badge. Her 911 call was her end, and my arrest was our victory. My ranch was a fortress of justice. Karen stood cuffed at her condo, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake report. The live stream hit 13 billion views, with hashtag Karen called 9/11 and hashtag Chief Sarah Splashes trending globally. Neighbors packed my yard, waving signs. Chief Sarah, no, HOA 911. News crews broadcast live. Anchors calling it a police chief's bust versus HOA hysteria. The air roared. I was ready to sink Karen. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. Sarah's pool is private, HOA-exempt county land. Karen's 911 call is a federal felony. He showed my footage and 911 log, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, Sarah's our chief. Karen abused 911. The forum surged, Karen's a fraud. Sarah's our hero. A viral tweet read, HOA Karen calls 911 on Chief's pool, faces feds. Hashtag Karen called 9/11. Karen yelled, it's a flood. But Chin held up my footage, stating, you committed felony misuse of emergency services. Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my role. Community groups joined X, posting, Karen's attack on Sarah's property is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows. The Change.org petition, Justice for Sarah's Pool, hit 185 million signatures, with comments like Sarah's a legend and Karen's done. Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. Sarah's leadership and pool are our pride. Karen's 911 abuse threatens us all. She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $3.3 million and ban all operations. The crowd roared, chanting splash free. The HOA, gutted by scandals, leaked texts disavowing Karen. She's rogue. Neighbors guarded my pool, as Vince's biker crew patrolled the ranch. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen called 911 on my pool, but I'm the police chief, federal judge, and I own their lot. She's under arrest. I proposed a splash-free day at Meadowmart with pool tours, music, and a fundraiser for emergency service integrity, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to repaint my pool. I shared online. Karen's 911 call failed. Join us for Splash Free Day. The live stream hit 14 billion views, with hashtag Splash Free Day trending. Comments flooded. Sarah's unstoppable. Karen sunk. Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, the HOA's above you. But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. You're charged with misuse of 911, harassment, and conspiracy, she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 26 billion views, with comments like, bye Karen. Splash wins. News ran headlines. 20-year-old police chief arrests HOA Karen for 911 call over pool. Lily organized kids to paint splash-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying Sarah protects our flow. Harris secured my pool, and neighbors laughed. Chun verified my deed, and Linda promised county funding for a crescent wave sign, marking my ranch's status. The stage was set for a victory that would finish my maintenance, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but my badge's impact would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, my pool drained and ready. The live stream hit 27 billion views, with hashtag Karen called 9/11 and hashtag Chief Sarah Splashes trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving splash-free signs as news crews filmed. I stood in my chief's uniform, my roles as police chief, judge, and rancher now a verdict, my evidence our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Alvarez, a federal veteran, called order. Ms. Miller, you are charged with misuse of 911, harassment, and conspiracy, he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen's 911 call. The plaintiff is the police chief, retired federal judge, and owner of the HOA lot, she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Sarah's our chief. Chun testified, voice sharp. Karen's 911 call wasted emergency resources and targeted private property. She showed the fake report, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $3.3 million HOA fine and dissolution vote. The crowd chanted splash, splash, as kids waved painted waves, symbols of our win. Tom showed my deed, proving my ownership. Sarah's badge sank her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a crescent wave sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my ranch's status. This pool's mine and Karen's guilty, I said, sharing it online, a wave under county seal. The forum erupted. Perfect. Sarah's legacy. Alvarez reviewed the evidence. Footage log, report, calling it undeniable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed, it's a hazard. But Rachel played her call, exposing her lies. Alvarez ruled, guilty on all counts. 8 years for Miller, $4.6 million in damages to Sarah, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage log, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. 20-year-old police chief arrests HOA Karen for 911 call over pool. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Splash-Free Day plans took shape. I gave a mic to Lily, who shone. Sarah's badge is our pride, she said. Neighbors hugged her, guarding our ranch in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph. Proof our community could outshine abuse. As my pool stood ready, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like police chief arrests HOA Karen for 911 call over pool, and Sarah's wave triumphs. The livestream hit 30 billion views, with hashtag Karen called 9/11 trending for weeks. Fan art of my wave sign as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and law enforcement groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about our freedom. Splash-Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, Harris's team, swimming, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Wave sign. Meadow Mart catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying the pool to my lake's bluefins. The event raised $15 million for emergency service integrity, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Sarah's pool shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $3.3 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning 911 misuse. Karen got 8 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't Call Like Karen became a local joke painted on pool fences. My ranch became a tourist draw, with visitors snapping wave selfies. Meadow Mart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting wave nights with music and justice talks. Tourists flocked to Sarah's pool, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini badges, wave decals, saying my fight inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage log, verdicts was studied for emergency laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the ranch. The forum planned a wave fest with pool parties, music, and SWAT drills, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's 911 call into our triumph. One post read, I hired teens to patrol my ranch, giving them pride. At the fest, under a Wave Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Sarah, Marcus, Lily, and Crescent Meadows, where waves defeat tyrants. Fireworks burst, kids danced, and my ranch glowed. Karen's 911 call had been a spark, but we'd build a legacy. Meadow Mart, my ranch, and my pool were our stronghold, proof no bully could flood our spirit. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand proud, refreshed, and unstoppable.